Hi, I'm Kish. Nice to meet you. Um, so I sometimes do these videos for some of the questions you guys ask on my blog. And I'm gonna answer some of them right now. Um, First of all, don't look at that over there. That's for my album, so just like don't even try to go over there in your brain. So I guess general information. These questions are way more fun to answer when they're like, first of all, one, not people I should collaborate with. Two, um, if they're not asking if I'm in a relationship, I'm not. But I mean, it gets kind of repetitive. But then other than that, ask away. Ask me what my favorite food is. Ask me stuff about life that I don't have the answer to yet. Yeah, so just ask away. I'm gonna just go through these super randomly. Some of these might be really old and like not make sense in the current context, but we'll just try our best. Okay, let's find a random one. This is my cat, by the way. This is Bosch. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, she doesn't want to say hi. You are crazy talented. Just got one question. Oh, this is from Tamasher. You're crazy talented. I just got one question. Is there anyone out there that you would never collaborate with? I don't. I don't know really. I wouldn't say never, ever. You know, like it's one of those things like never say never because you might actually become friends with them and like want to do some creative project down the line and like things come together. And so I wouldn't say there's someone that I would never collaborate with. I don't like have any musician that I like absolutely hate. Like I don't really have a person like that, so um pretty open-minded when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't collaborate that often. A lot of people are always asking like work with this person or work with that person. I honestly don't do that so often because the way that I go about making my projects are super conceptual. And so I like to develop my ideas in my way. And I'm kind of a brat, like I'm not really like the greatest at like coming to a midpoint in ideas. I like doing what I did on K Plus, which was like bringing people in for specific parts, and that's really fun for me. Like kind of curating the whole experience. Um, but as far as like just get together and make something random, I'm like not the best at that. So that's kind of why I don't. I like to like work in project form only, really. Um, okay, the next one. Okay, this is from Osand. Sorry, these are probably so like from like a year ago. I just like went down to the middle. Seeing as you live in NYC, I'm wondering what would be the one thing that you recommend to others to do while you're there? Not tourist attractions, but something only someone who lives there would know, like a bar or park or something to do day or night. There's like so many fun things to do in New York. Obviously, I wouldn't say to go to Times Square or any of those kind of places. Um, though, like a Circle Line like boat tour could be really fun if you're like kind of hipster and you're like into the fact that it's touristy, but you're like too cool for it and you're gonna just go anyway and like have a beer and like live a touristy experience. Those things are cool. I think Union Square is kind of like a cool place where a lot of people just hang out. Um, Restaurants and bars. I personally really like um, the bar Cafe Select. It's just kind of like a cute neighborhoody bar in Kenmare Square in Soho. So it's kind of like a place where just fun people hang out. And then I would say um, I know these are touristy, but I really, really love the museums. Like, there's such great museums in New York. There's Guggenheim, there's the Whitney, there's the Met, MoMA. Like, they're all really, really good. So I would go to the art museums. And food-wise, I like Ben's Pizza in Soho. So people have like mixed feelings about Ben's Pizza. I personally like it, and I like Joe's Pizza, the Spider-Man pizza, in the West Village. And those are like my two. Oh, my thing. Those are like my two favorite pizza places. And then I would just say, like, walk around and go into random bars and coffee shops. I mean, I think it's all pretty good. Compared to where I'm living now, it's like I wish I could just go into, like, a random bar and, like, hang out. Or, like, go to a random coffee shop and, like, walk in and just, like, have it be, like, a fun crowd of people. I'll think about it more, but that's all I got for now. But thanks for the question. Okay. Lunasi says, your hair is so pretty. What is your hair care routine? Thank you. Actually, right now, I literally just cut my hair yesterday myself with like scissors. So it's like this short now. It was like to here before. And I was just like, fuck that. Like, I had to get like the deadness out of the ends. So I just cut it. So that's why it's frizzy. And also don't mind with the fact that I have like no makeup and like I'm just in my house right now. It's just like, and my hair is just like not cute right now, but just like give me a pass for today. My hair care routine. Lately I haven't been really like wanting it curly, only because I've had that hairstyle for like 10 years now. And I'm like turning 25 in like half a year, and I don't know, I just kind of want my hair to be a little bit more polished sometimes. And I think sometimes like the huge afros, like to me it looks like less, it looks to me as more kiddish hairstyle. But yeah, my hair care routine, when I straighten it, I'm using right now Bumble and Bumble products. So I'm using this product line that they have called Invisible Oil. So that's, I use that shampoo, conditioner, primer, heat protectant, and then I do it myself. I like blow it out myself, mostly because I haven't found like a hairdresser in LA that I really like. And then for when it's curly and I do a wash and go, I use Aubrey Organics White Camellia conditioner, which is the best conditioner that I've found so far. They have it at like Whole Foods and stuff like that. And then I usually leave some of that in. And then I use like a spray oil. And then I just let it air dry. But if I do like the twists, like how they have me in shoots sometimes and how I just do it on my own, I use Mixed Chicks leave-in conditioner, and I take a Denman brush and I do them by section, and I do like a twist, Bantu knot kind of thing. And so that's kind of my routine. Thanks. Okay, this is anonymous. I hope you don't mind that I'm responding to it on the video. Hi Kilo, I'm a huge fan and I need some advice. I'm sorry, this is probably like 10 months after like your breakup. Sorry, but I mean hopefully you'll see it and then see that I responded. I currently live with my ex-boyfriend. We moved in together 9 months ago. Wait, I currently live with my ex-boyfriend. Okay, we moved in together like 9 months ago. When we were still a couple, and now we're not. I keep seeing him try to talk to new girls, text, and call. This situation is really bothering me. How do I totally move on from him and focus my attention back into myself while living in the same house as him? Is it even possible? The lease ends in August, so hopefully I'll be out by then. Okay, so this is August. Oh, I guess she could have written it at any point in time. But, I kind of had a similar situation just recently. I've also lived with three boyfriends before. And this last situation, which was the cabin house in LA, was the most similar to that one because we still lived together for a good 4 or 5 months after we broke up. And I would say for you, it's healthier if you leave. If you're not like an artist and like gathering inspiration from like the drama in your life, then I would just leave. I kind of like to torture myself sometimes because I like to put myself into uncomfortable situations so that I can grow from them. Kind of. It's kind of sick that I do that, but I mean, it's just my thing. But I would say, um, if you can move, move. But if you still want to live there and you're like, fuck that, this is my house too. I'm not about to like uproot my life because we broke up. And if you guys can generally be friends about it, then stay. I mean, you gotta. It's kind of like a thing you have to weigh. The fact that he's talking to other girls and you're still living in the house, I feel like you guys need to have a talk and be like, hey, this is really bothering me that you're doing this. If we can't make this work in this house, then you gotta go or I gotta go or we gotta figure something out. Because that was one thing that I didn't have in that situation. I don't know how I would have felt, honestly. I feel like I would have been very hurt by that kind of situation. And I'd have felt stuck and trapped because you don't want to like completely uproot your life and you've moved in together now and you just want to get through the lease. But I would really have a talk if you guys are on those kind of terms. And hopefully you would be if you're still living together. I mean, if you're fighting and living together at the same time, it's a really mature thing to try to stay in the same house after something like that happens. But I mean, if neither one of you guys are gonna be able to have that chat, then I would just try to go. But your question was, how do I move on from him and focus my attention back onto myself while living in the same house? The answer is you can't. I couldn't. I mean, maybe some girl can, but unless you're gonna go out and start dating and do the same thing that he did, I mean, it did help. It did help me to go out more. But in my situation, he wasn't really there. He wasn't in the house with me the whole time. I think if he was there every night in the same house as me, I would have been much more like intense about the whole situation or feel much more like trapped. The fact that the way I was able to do it was that he was gone for the majority of the time anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I would say you either gotta get out. You're definitely not gonna completely move on until you find a different guy to date, or until you move out onto your own. So it's one of those situations where you have to just tell yourself every day that I'm staying here because I'm working on whatever thing, and then when I'm out, I'm out. But it's kind of something you have to weigh. But if I answered your question and you already figured out your whole situation, please let me know what happened because I kind of like really want to know. But I really wish you the best. I'm gonna answer one more today just because this is super long and I'm like really like rambling. Okay. Would you collab with SZA? Oh yeah, I really actually like her a lot, like as a person. And yeah, I would. It would have to be like the right thing though, obviously for both of us. I mean, collaborating with people that have like similar kind of like vibe is cool, but I mean, I'm such an extremist that I really like I also like male voices more in my music, which is just me personally. Like I've never I don't think I've collaborated with another girl really. Oh, except for George Maple, but you don't do it that often. But yeah, I totally would. She's awesome. And one more. Hey, besides me, oh, this is from Trendy Fuck, I'm assuming. FVCK. Hey, besides me finding you extremely awesome and beautiful, thanks, I've also taken an interest in your style and art. Who is one of your most influential artists that you admire? Love, from your husband in 2034. Wow, 2034. Okay, husband. Um, my favorite artists. My favorite artists are mostly like conceptual artists, like fine artists. Music wise, I don't really get inspiration for my music from music. I just kind of just do whatever, and then I try to just use the beats or stuff that I'm into at that point in time. But my whole concept is never stems from a musical concept. You know what I mean? I'm never like I need to make an album that's like this. I kind of just think of the purpose of the album and then or the project, and then I just do whatever feels right from that point onward. So artists that fine artists that I like. Um, I really like right now Tom Sachs, just because it's like I like his whole style of putting together his different installations. And then another artist who I like. Egon Schiele is like one of my favorite painters. I really like turn of the century French painters. Um, what else? I like classic. I like the classics. I like Soul with the other conceptual artists during that kind of like 60s, 70s time. Um, John Baldessari. Um, and that's about it right now. Those are the people that I'm kind of into. I saw a really cool show at the LACMA on John L. Toon, and I thought that his paintings and like illustrations were really cool too. So that's kind of what I've been into lately. I really wish that I could have been in New York to see the Matisse cutouts at the, I think they were at the Met at the MoMA, and because that was like also like one of my favorite periods. But I guess that's about it. Thanks for the question. What else? What else? What else? What else? I guess I'll just answer some more next time. My cat's like being weird by my feet right now. But yeah, as always, thank you for the questions. Sorry that I'm sometimes like spacey. Music wise, art wise, everything wise, I'm just kind of like. So I'll try to remember, and if I don't remember, please fucking remind me to do shit like this. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.